Okay, we're starting. Who's speaking over there? Se pasa por aquí. Por favor.
Yes. Is it okay when I hang it here?
Yes, sure. I would like to ask the people to sit as closely as possible that we can see, that everybody can see each other. Beginning is not so important. Well, that's fine, yeah.
It's not my natural ability. It's absent mind. What's the
You and Zidane have something in common.
Oh yeah, kind of look at this.
Yeah, yes. Some people are slow at understanding, you know?
So we were on there.
Okay, are we?
We're good.
We're present. Ready? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if I need to introduce myself before we start.
I know the song. Let me introduce myself.
I'm a man lost in space. So my name is Hoedekie. I come from Belgium. I work as a pedagogical counselor for the city of Ghent. Actually, it was 4 or 5 years ago. My director was also present here. So things can happen while you are here.
Yeah, he didn't finish the week. He left after 4 days. That's why he's a director.
Yeah, but still he's, as a director to support this, I like it. Before that I was a teacher, I taught ethics in school, high school, and what I would like to do with you today is a few things I tried with my students in the past. I'd like to do 2 things today. One is a short exercise and the other is a game. They're both experiments, so I'm quite anxious to see how it will go. But, let me explain the first exercise. It's I would call it like it's sort of a warm-up exercise to make us present here, and yeah, I feel I'm as a my background as a teacher makes me explain things which this tendency I'd like to stop. So I just explain the exercise, and afterwards we can talk about it. So what I would propose to do for the beginning, maybe I should wait a second.
missing person.
And we just started the present exercise.
So the exercise I would like to start with is, I would call it a death experience. Yeah. What it's the idea is, or another way to put it, it's I don't know if the people that practice yoga here. There is what I got to know as the most difficult exercise is the Savasana, and it's the free translation would be the dead body position. To experience, the most difficult. So what I would propose is for 5 minutes, we take a position and we try not to move at all for 5 minutes long. And the idea is to observe what's going to happen, what happens during these 5 minutes. You try to resist all movements, and the idea is to observe. Observe what happens to the breathing, what happens to your body, and maybe other things happen. If everybody is fine with that, I would ask you to find a comfortable position that you think you can hold for 5 minutes. I saw if people are interested, there are mats in the storage room. If you want to lay down, it's also fine. Otherwise, I would suggest to just sit with straight back and your feet underneath your knees. And then we're going to close our eyes, and I'm going to do the timing. And it's actually a luxury position. It's the time of the day you don't have to do anything at all. So. Okay, let's start the timer. Okay. Before we start the observation, maybe you can check for yourself if it's possible to observe the breathing without trying to influence it. And also make connection to the parts where you are connected to the floor and the seat you're sitting in. So everybody can find the position, then we can close eyes, and I'm not going to say anything during the 5 minutes, but I will warn you when the 5 minutes are over. So, okay, then we can start now. Okay, 5 minutes have passed. Take your time to come back to the room, open your eyes. Take a minute just to How did this go for?
Great.
For how many people did this? Was it possible not to move at all? Can I maybe see for whom it was possible not to move?
Like nothing.
Fairly nothing, like
Nothing in the house.
nothing, which is a lot.
Swallowing saliva? Does that count?
No. Who found it very difficult to do this? Great. Okay.
Is to fall asleep a difficulty or not?
Is somebody that can answer that question? Ed?
I would say yes, because that's not the task.
And I would say no.
Claes, can you give an argument for why you say it can be part of the...
The argument would be that it's one of the most natural behaviors and patterns that we have lived with for over 10,000 years. And if we have difficulties, my perception is that we have deviated from our basic nature.
Which is sleeping, our basic nature.
No, but sleeping and eating and fucking or procreation.
Would you agree with that, Ed, or you still
The
think
last
it's...
list of 3 topics, yes, I would agree.
Okay. When you're falling asleep, does it then go all the way, or it stops at a certain point?
No, you woke me up.
Okay.
It's interesting that you have 2 different types of sleep, as you know, the REM, rapid eye movement sleep, and the paracortical sleep. In other words, you have a superficial and a deep mood when you sleep. And now there is an application for the iPhone to wake you up during the superficial part of sleeping. Because during the superficial part of sleeping, you are easier to wake up, and you don't need as much access time, which is interesting. I mean, we can elaborate on sleeping for a long time, and it's interesting, but I think that this yoga this yoga exercise is a very good one, and I think that just by calming down, as Oscar is trying to impose on us sometimes when we become too energetic, it's good to have part of this. It's interesting, 86% of my body is paralyzed. 86, I have 14% that I can move. And when I sleep on my back. I cannot sleep on any other side. I sleep flat for 6 hours, and I don't move. And it takes 3 years to acquire that skill before you're frustrated. But then after a while you learn.
Okay, are there any other comments to this, what we've done, Alexey?
For me, this state of mind and body is very different from sleeping because I am conscious, whereas when I'm asleep, I'm not conscious. And so this state where I'm conscious but I don't move, and I try also not to speak and not to think, is very interesting and healthy state, and it brings up some security, some consciousness and resources and some healthiness. So I like it.
Yeah, can I maybe ask people to sit behind the table that we can all see each other? Because for what we're going to do now, it's better that we there's one more place here, or somebody can sit here. Somebody
Guido is
Okay, for the moment I would like to close this part, this exercise, which I thought was maybe could help us for what's going to come next. Now I would like to play a game with you. The game I know it as a black box. It takes a bit of a preparation.
Like a Pandora.
I think the idea is more the black box which you have in airplanes and other, I think in trains as well. It's the box that records. Yeah, and maybe interesting to think why this game is called like that. It's something we can take along while we play. I would like to first ask if you could all provide a name card. Yeah, if you already have, fine, but if you don't,
Some here. You don't want like Hecken, you're here.
Can you give it to Max?
yeah.
Sandrine, you're over here.
If somebody needs some paper, there is.
Anybody wants to become Mary?
You might also need some extra paper as well.
Mais il y a des feuilles, il y en a plein sur la table.
Leila, you bring a paper for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, the second step in the preparation is 3 little smileys. Oh no, not. They don't have to be little, but big enough also for people to see. So 3 separate pieces of paper where you make 3 smileys. I mean, a smiling smiley, a neutral smiley, and a sad one. The idea is that these smileys we're going to use to show.
Some sheets of paper.
We will also need some extra paper.
Nelson.
Maar je vindt het
You can use that for the smileys. Yes, sure.
Thanks.
I will also need an assistant to note some results. Yeah. Is somebody volunteering to? The assistant doesn't take much, but I would like to ask the assistant to make a list with all the names, because we're gonna keep the scores of. So I don't know. Do you want to do that, Ed? Or
Yeah, fine.
Yeah?
do we have to have a possibility to show the all smiles at the same time?
Yeah, you can. The idea is that during the game, you will have to show one of the smileys to the other people.
But just one.
You need to have 3, but at different moments you will need different to make a different smiley. Okay, the next, I will now explain a little bit how the game is how it's gonna go. It works in different rounds, and each round a question will be posed, and you will all find an answer to the question. This answer you will write on a piece of paper, and I will collect the piece of paper, and then we will read the results. Ed is gonna note the score, and then whoops. So for now, the game works with with questions. But it's always a question regarding who. Who? I can give some examples. Who thinks of himself as the smartest person? For example, we take this, or maybe a more banal one. Who?
That's a banal one.
Even more.
Very common one.
Okay. Well, it can also be, for example, it can be. The answer to the question always needs to be a name. A name of somebody in this group, but not yourself. Okay? So if you take the example, it can also be, for example, who has a hidden talent and what is a talent. It can also be a name plus quality or property or something else. For example, who thinks of himself as the smartest? If that question comes up, you write on a piece of paper who from this group you think is the answer to the question. You fold the paper once, I collect the answers, and then you're going to use the smileys to judge in how far you think your name is going to be written down by other people. If you think your name is going to be mentioned most of the time, you can show the smiley, the laughing smiley. And if it ends up that it is the case that your name has been mentioned most, you get 3 points for this. If you think your name is going to be mentioned at least once, but not as the most, you can put forward the neutral smiley, but it only gives you 1 point if it turns out to be like that.
Wait, sorry, that's the second one is if you don't know or what?
No, the second one is you think my name is going to be mentioned, but not as the winner. The third one is when you think that your name is not going to be mentioned at all. Okay, and it gives you 2 points.
If you're right.
if you're right.
If you're wrong, what happens?
If you're wrong, you don't have any points. The idea is that you keep for yourself your own score. We're not going to keep everybody's score, but we're going to read the names once they're collected. We're going to pull them out, and we're going to write down how many times the name has been mentioned. So we know the score, and you calculate your own score. Okay. Yes?
What is the name of the first? Guido?
Guido, yeah.
Guido.
Yeah. Can you also make a name card, or maybe you have one already? Is it so far so clear for everyone, Igor?
Do we have to?
You make an example.
Yeah, we'll make an example round. And
Okay.
we'll make an open. Yeah. Because the next step in our preparation is going to be that everybody is going to find a question okay, that he or thinks might be interesting. Like I said, I can give you some more examples. Who would you like to know better? Would also be an example. Or who you can trust most, or who is the best philosopher. Yeah.
Oh, we have to write down questions, not names.
We have to write down questions.
Only a question.
Yeah, everybody writes down one question, starting with who can, is, has, and so on. Maybe you can use a piece of paper. It's also the idea is that we collect the different questions. We're going to pull every round. We're going to pull one question, and we're going to play with it. Yeah, maybe it's maybe it's not a bad idea to put your name to the question. Yes.
Are you considered as part of the group? Can we answer Nelson? Or are you away from it?
Okay, I'll play along. Yeah.
Do we give the question to you after we write it?
Yeah, I will collect the questions, and then we'll make a first round, and we see how it goes.
Did you say that we should not put our name on the answer?
Yeah,
Yes. No name.
Yes, you can. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Can or we should?
We
can always, if we don't know, we can always ask who asked the question.
One question each?
One question each.
You sign it?
Yes.
So we have to write
The question, yeah. Create the question. Starting with
Do you mind, Oscar, is it yours? Can I use it?
Come on. I'm going to respect my friends.
Okay. I'll get a box.
There you go.
Okay. Somebody else is finished with the question?
Who is? Question starts with who.
No,
Who want to know better?
How much time is it?
Well, you have another hour.
Awesome.
I'm sure we won't be able to do all the questions, so I would suggest that we pull out a question and then first ask if there are any objections to take the question or not. And if not, we go along, and otherwise we go for another question. Oh, you put your name in. Oh,
The answer must be in the person in this group, or maybe like, it can be a person in the other group.
No, it has to be somebody in this group. But you don't have to answer your question now, eh? It's only the question, you don't need to give an answer. Only question.
So an example.
Let's start.
Okay, can I have an idea who has not finished his or her question?
Yeah,
So a few more people can start.
Let's start with question, who are we waiting for?
What would you, which smiley would you put forward? Okay. Okay. Listen. Everybody finished? Yeah, almost. Do you want a little bit more time? We can already start with this, and then when you. Okay, I'll just pick one arbitrary question.
So this is the example, or we start?
This is an example. Okay. This is the question is, who would you avoid for the rest of the week? Okay, maybe it's good. Are there any objections to take this question as a? When I did it with my students, I tried to avoid negative questions. But I thought in this case, we're a bit more strong. Yeah, I think so too. So there are no objections to take this question. So everybody takes a little piece of paper and write down a name, one of these people, and one of the that is present in the room. That for you as an answer to the question, who would you avoid for the rest of the week?
Is it compulsory to write a name?
What is the alternative?
If there's no one?
No, you cannot write down your own name. No, you cannot write down your own name because then you
So I have to write down a name.
a name.
But even if it's not true.
Yeah, it can be. That is up to you. You can be honest in this game, or you can play it in order to make more.
Anyway,
it's your decision.
You think there is no one, you should write name.
You have to
Yes?
Or
Yes.
another question if
Well, I asked before if there is any objections to this question, but I'm impressed that it is okay. Is this clear for everybody, or are there still?
Are we going to have all answers on one paper?
No, you just make separate papers for every round. Every question we take, you use a new piece of paper. You can either I would suggest not to fold it into little small balls or so, because then it takes too long to read. So, okay. If people are ready, I come around, collect the names. quite a lot of
Yeah.
people, so it takes a bit of takes a while before we all right, who hasn't finished? Okay. It's because you can't think of a name, or okay. Okay, if everybody's, we're gonna now read the names, and Ed is gonna, sorry? Okay, do it now. Yeah. First, before we start reading the names, now you choose what kind of smiley you would like to put forward, and you actually put it so that everybody can see what you expect as a result of the campaign. So I'll repeat, if you think your name is going to be mentioned most.
So this is related to us, to smile.
Yes, this is now what you think of how many times your name is going to be mentioned. If you think your name is not going to be mentioned at all, the best would be to use the sad smiley. It gives you 2 points. If you think my name is going to be mentioned but not as the most, you put on the neutral one. And if you think I'm going to be a winner, you put the happy smiley.
No, they want you to mention somebody.
Okay, I'll...
Visible for everyone. It's mandatory to mention someone.
Yes.
Yes, it's mandatory. Okay. Can I see everybody's smiley? I see some smileys already.
This one.
Okay, I see a lot of neutral and sad smileys. Nobody thinks you will be the winner.
No, Oscar.
I give you more points if you take risks.
My daughter is coaching. She said, "Put it." I have one vote.
Okay, now I'm gonna read the names, and Ed is gonna maybe every time you hear a name, you put a stripe, and then we see who has won. Or okay, first name Violetta. Alexey. If it goes too fast, Ed, tell me to stop it.
Violetta, yeah.
Leila.
Alexey, Leila.
No.
Alexey and Leila.
Yep.
Indira.
Where is Violetta?
Yeah.
Zoran.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Can you can't concentrate? This is a long list.
Okay.
Last one was Indira.
Then Zoran.
I have also, yeah.
Oscar. Malie.
Yeah.
Camille.
Yeah.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Jacoba.
Koba is not here.
I am.
You're avoiding. You're already avoiding. The rest of the week.
Okay, Igor.
Yes.
Malie.
Yeah.
Sandrine.
Yeah.
Emile.
Yeah.
Malia.
Yeah.
Malia.
Yeah.
Ivan.
Yeah.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Guido.
Yep.
The last two names are Leila, and Ed.
All right.
Okay, we have the score now. Maybe you can read who has the most.
Melia, 4.
Melia 4. What smiley did you put forward? Okay, that means you have 3 points. Okay. Other people that have heard their name and has a neutral face, they have 1 point. Oscar, for example, he put a smiley, so he expected the most, but he hasn't. It means also no point.
I wanted to put the other one.
So slowly.
Yeah.
Melia, she had a smiley, so she gets 3 points.
Yes. Yeah. But everybody keeps the score for themselves. So Malia, you write down 3 for yourself. Oscar, it would be no. And for the people that had the negative one, but still had their name mentioned, they also have nothing. Okay. So everybody can make the score.
And no names mentioned?
How do you mean?
No one mentioned?
So you don't score.
No score.
Yeah. You have a neutral face, but your name has not been mentioned. You also have no.
But if you have the sad face and your name hasn't been mentioned, you get.
You have 2 points.
2 points.
If you're sad, and if your name
If you guessed right,
mentioned, yeah.
you score points. If you guessed wrong,
Yeah.
no points.
Okay. Does it make it clear for everybody
Yes.
what the purpose is? Okay. The idea is that we can also discuss what you didn't expect or expected. For example, in the case of Oscar, he expected something else. And how do you explain, Oscar, that?
I wanted to put the neutral face, but I'm really a stupid father. My doctor convinced me that nobody wants to spend the whole week with me. Yeah, I wanted to put, remember, I wanted to put neutral. And you told me, no, people, just go with the smile that people are gonna, remember? So I changed it because of your influence on me, to make me feel like nobody wants to spend the week with me.
So you learned something, Oscar.
Right?
So you learned something.
I learned, definitely, I learned something. Because it's very useful exercise. Don't listen to your children.
The lesson.
If you want to be a winner.
Okay, I suggest we start now. We can already keep the score, but we continue with the second question. And the lucky children's hands. Who is the best joke maker or joker? It says here. Is this some we can all agree upon that it is a good question to take? Yes, no objections? Okay, then I ask you to choose a name and also
Who's the best joke maker? Best joker.
like church, eh?
Donations. But no money.
When the paper will be
over. Okay, I think I have all.
Yes.
Okay, now you can choose your smiley. somebody making a smiley smiley? Can I see some? No?
Come in.
Ah, come in. You were
Freudian slip.
Okay. Nobody is putting a smiley smiley? No. I see a lot of sad faces. Okay. Then we read the names. Okay. First name Yolanda. Sophie. Ivan. Luca. Luca once more.
Wow.
Oscar. 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 Nelson. Claes. Max. Oscar. Luca. Oscar.
I should have listened.
Oscar. Emil. Oscar. Guido. Oscar. Oscar. Luca. Igor. Oscar. Oscar. Nelson. With a question mark? The last one is Oscar. Yes. Again, Oscar, what happened?
I should have listened to Leila.
This time.
You change your mind?
I made it really confused here.
You change your mind?
But people have a strange sense of humor here, I must say.
Yes. No point.
I get 1 point though, right?
No, you get no points.
Oh, zero.
Because you had the most, and you have a neutral.
Yes.
I don't know the punctuation.
Did somebody not expect, who didn't get the points they expected? I think Sophie, for example, you were mentioned, but you had a sad one. Yes. Does it surprise you?
It's because of the consultation last
I
night.
think
Yes.
I really laughed, remember?
Oscar.
I forgot about that one, yes.
You remember Paris Hilton?
Yeah. This one.
Okay. Anyone that wants to say something about what came out? Or we move on to the next question?
Next.
What we also could do is I could read three questions and we choose one of the three. No? We just take one by one.
We want to play.
All the way. Okay. You're not eager to philosophize. Okay. Who will profit the most from this week? Who will profit the most from this week?
Get more value.
If you can guess who wrote the question, you can have an extra point.
For whom the seminar will be the most.
Is the question clear for everyone?
Yes, the question is clear.
Yes?
Что ты думаешь? 47 человек по 500 евро.
Only present in the room. Maybe sometimes it's interesting to add a second question, like in the sense of why or in what way.
Yes, absolutely.
Could have been
But it's
interesting as well.
Next round.
Okay. Okay, smileys.
Smileys.
Okay, I see some happy smileys. So. Okay, Emil, you put a happy smiley.
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit why?
I mean, I've thought about that all along this week. I mean, it's like I will start to study philosophy now this autumn coming up. So it's.
You already have the impression.
Yeah, we already.
Okay, other people that put Sandrine, you put a selfie. Can you explain why you?
I think I didn't think of me what I think, what the people is going to think, and I think I'm going to say it's okay. She know a little bit of. She knows about what's happened here. So
the prophet is not going to be so.
It's more entraîné than training than.
Is it because you're not new to this that the prophet might not be as much as for others?
Yeah, as much as some other people.
Yeah. Are they like Jacoba? You also put the negative, although you're new here.
Yes, I don't think I give the impression to be
Getting value.
influencing.
So it means that you're taking into account what other people might think of you, although you might profit a lot.
It might.
Okay. All right, then we'll read the Igor. Ed, are you? We can also change this. The role of this. We can make it go around. That other people.
It's okay.
Okay. Oscar. Oscar again. It's maybe interesting to research what you understand on profit.
Yes. I thought about it already.
Okay, Nora.
Sorry, Nora? Yeah.
Nora.
Okay.
Jacoba.
Shit.
There's a message written to that as well. Already, the problem is I can't read it. Already see change of. Bad. Somebody maybe can help read this.
Is it a comment?
It's
the name and
already see changes at her career.
Character. You already changed your character.
Yeah.
There's some hidden messages going around here.
But it's allowed to make little messages. It would be interesting.
Next name is Ieva. Alexey. Indira. Alexey.
Yeah. What, second time Alexey?
Yeah. Emil.
Yep.
Emil again. Indira.
Who is that?
Indira.
Ivan. Camille. Sophie.
Oscar. Camille.
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 Yep.
Jacoba. Oscar. Emile.
Yeah.
Ed. Sophie. Jacoba. And the last one is Oscar.
0 point to you. Zero.
The team doesn't function.
6 for Oscar. So.
Okay, Oscar is the winner again?
Yep.
Who was second?
Emile.
By how much?
Close finish. 4. Jacoba 3. Third position.
Are
Bronze.
you surprised, Jacoba?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how do you explain that you misjudged?
I think I changed my attitude compared to the first day.
Okay, so there are how many more days to go?
By Saturday I will be open.
Only it's exponential.
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay, there is a question here.
The name that was mentioned, Indira, what was that name?
Indira.
Because she has changed so much that she's not Indira.
So,
Sitting next to you.
okay.
She has profited of a new syllable.
Somebody else that was surprised by the result? You were mentioned once and you also had a neutral phase?
1 point.
How did you...
Can you ask, because she doesn't speak much English. Camille, she got 2 points. Ask her. Qu'est-ce que tu avais mis, Camille? Oh, so she had guessed right.
You expected at least one.
T'as ask her, il te demande si tu t'y attendais. Bah, he says no. Mais tu as mis celui-là, donc si tu t'y attendais. Ask her if you put this one, you expected it. Tu as mis le neutre. Tu t'y attendais.
Random guessing.
Pourquoi tu as mis le neutre?
Parce que je l'ai pas écrit, enfin je me suis dit peut-être.
Ah, je t'ai dit peut-être que. Et pourquoi tu pensais que ça pouvait sortir? I ask her, since she says, then I say maybe, so I say, why then did you think it could happen? Tu dis?
Parce que ça aurait pu être possible.
Okay. Just out of sheer possibility, she said. You were right. Okay.
I have the idea that... what do you understand under profit? I have Jacoba, for example, she connects it to how much you change. Did you all think in that sense, like the people that profits most is the one that changes most, or
No.
how different interpretation did you give to Yolanda?
The one who's learning more things and of course better attitudes.
And learning more
And
things
learning
and
more things.
better attitude, or
Both.
does it
Profit
imply that
in
it
a
changes you,
broader
or
sense.
does it imply that it changes you if you have better attitude? And
Yes.
so you agree with the idea that profit is you can measure by the change it provokes. Somebody else had another interpretation of profit.
I would think that profit, well, my understanding is that it's getting the most value out of the seminar. Not necessarily in changing one side, but just value in understanding other people, different types of value. But that, well, so you would say that you profit.
Sorry, can you stop? It's very difficult to concentrate and to listen when...
Sorry.
Well, is there something you want to ask? Maybe we can address it just now after we... Yeah? Sure. Okay. Please, Ivan, can you repeat what you said, please?
Well, my understanding of profit from that seminar is to get value. And how you use that, it's different ways, either to change your own attitude or to use for understanding or understanding other people or just value.
Can you give an example of what a value could be, or maybe in your own case, or?
Yeah, like yesterday during Isabel's workshop, there was clearly a value for me in a very specific way. Does it answer the question? Is it clear? Is the argument clear? Is the argument weak or strong? So I think that was a valuable insight that I can use further in my life. So just an example of something valuable. Profit.
So it's 2 times value. It's the value, the values you learned mean a value for you, an added value for yourself. Or it sounds a bit confusing when you speak of the values Isabel was mentioning.
You know, what she was mentioning, I took out of the seminar and I consider it a valuable lesson for me.
Okay, yeah.
And then I can use it or I may not use it, but it can change my behavior or not.
Yeah, but it's not, yeah.
A lesson.
Yeah. Is this also, do you agree with this, or do you have a different idea of
profit?
Profit still. Yes, Oscar?
I think there's another concession of value, which can be the fun, the enjoyment people can get out of the seminar.
Without that, it has an.
Well, it doesn't exclude, but you're asking different interpretation. I mean, they can be combined, but still it's something different. You know, because when you look, some people seem to enjoy themselves more than others. Right or wrong, but if you look, you see that, right? You know.
Because if you already enjoy yourself beforehand, it is then a profit when you enjoy yourself here as well.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He's asking if it's an added value.
Is it?
Well, we don't know. I don't know. Most people don't know each other in life. But you know, you see here, and some people seem to really, enjoy themselves of this less. If you just look at basic behavior, independently of who they are, you see more or less joy according to people. Now, there's other criteria. That doesn't mean that that's the only one, but one criteria is the enjoyment people seem to have or not have or less have in a seminar.
But
sometimes you'll have so little joy that they leave. You see. So, you know.
But you don't need to have more enjoyment than usual to have a profit.
Oh, but no, I don't think so. No, it's not a comparative. It seems here. Now, maybe indeed people enjoy absolutely everything, but this we don't know. Right. Maybe there are people that they're even more joyful normally. They're less joyful here, but they're more joyful than others here. But we cannot enter into that. We just seem that they get joy out of it. You know, they're not crying and stuff like that.
Is it like one whole week of fun for 600 euros? That's a lot of fun. That's a profit.
But you introduce an economic aspect, which is something else. And people might indeed say, I came to France for cheap. I know, by the way, this happens. You say, well, I can get a cheap trip in France because it's 600. No, for some people, they don't pay at all. And sometimes we have this. People, we're happy, or, they have for... But that's another thing, that's the economic thing. But then you would have to know how much people will pay, but this you don't know.
Yeah, a week of fun. What you say, enjoying themselves, the whole 7 days of enjoyment.
No,
like,
you only to have the same.
No, Disneyland. This is 7 days here. No?
It's clear joy.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I saw Sophie. You wanted to add something? Or?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be the 7 days, even if you enjoy some of the things. I just see it as a value, like just the value of enjoyment, whether it's something like over 7 days. It doesn't need to be quantified, as long as you get some enjoyment. I don't think it needs to be an added value.
Yes, that's why I asked.
Because then it becomes quantifiable, and you cannot really quantify joy.
Okay, Alexey?
I think that another concept of value could be subjective opinion of the person. If the person says it was more valuable or least valuable, then it is a kind of criteria for it.
And value, it's not a question. Profit was the initial question.
Okay, profit.
depends on how you think about it.
Yes. Yeah, what's your opinion about it?
It's all subjective. There is no way to.
Yeah, it's subjective, but it's great. Subjective.
Okay, Ed, you want
But whatever concept, perhaps the economic. I don't understand why Oscar is chosen by 6 people mostly as the one who will have the most profit of this week. So what interpretation, what concept of profit is used? Very interesting. He organizes a seminar for people, and he will be the one. I mean, it's great, but it puzzles me.
Yeah. You want to give a
Yeah, at first I was going to put Oscar's name because I just thought of profit as a money thing. Profit when you earn money, so he's earning money out of the thing, I think. But that's the first one I thought as profit, and then I realized the second one, something that is beneficial in fact.
Is that why the reason why people wrote down Oscar? Is it because of a monetary profit? Or you don't have to show that you have written down Oscar, but it's indeed an interesting question. Claes, you?
I was the one that wrote the question. I was, of course, considering this young gentleman as being a person who could come back after 7 solid days here, be charged and boosted. Simple.
Yeah.
So when you write down the question, you fall to economical profit.
No.
No.
I wrote down the email.
Okay.
My son.
Yeah. And he got 4 points.
For beaten by Oscar.
This is not beaten by Oscar, yeah. I mean,
He got beaten by Oscar.
It will be time for revenge.
Oscar beats Keith.
Okay, is it okay we move on to? Oh, you still had a question, true? Or you still have or comment or question?
It was not completely clear about the phases and the points. Could you clarify that?
Somebody here that can no? Oh,
We understood it, so it's nobody else has a problem with it. But you
That
don't need
means
to do
it-
it for us because we clarified earlier.
you can figure it out yourself, or
Yeah.
Now we can start playing.
okay. I can repeat it. It's when you think your name is going to be mentioned most, you put in the smiley, it gives you 3 points. You think you're going to be mentioned once, but not as the most. The neutral one gives you 1, or not at all, 2. And as all other cases, you don't have any points. Okay, next question. Okay. Who doesn't want to be loved? Everybody fine with this question, or are there objections, or does it need to be clarified beforehand? Very good. No? Okay.
You want to be bitter again?
Are you also interested in knowing who the question comes from? I can maybe say it afterwards. I hear a lot of noises. Is this a different question than the others? More difficult?
No.
No?
It's a game.
Is it only a game?
No, it's serious.
It's very serious.
For you?
Really serious.
It is very serious.
You mean the seriosity is the idea to win, or
I always
to take what comes out?
No, I was joking.
How many points did you get for the Joker? Okay. 0. Okay. Now you want. Okay. Who else?
Here.
We remember first. Was that about the Joker?
Okay, everybody has turned in. Okay, smileys. I see some smiling faces. Okay, everybody put in their smiley. Okay. No, you can. Each time you choose again. You choose again. You can change. Every round we put in.
Why we can't choose another one?
Sorry?
Why we can't choose another?
Yes, you can. Every time you can do another one. You
New
don't have to,
question,
but you
new
can.
guessing.
Sorry?
New question, new guessing.
I didn't understand.
Is there any reason for changing, for example,
Yes, it depends on what you expect your name is going to be mentioned.
Okay.
Like in this case, I don't know which one you would like to put forward. Which one do you choose? Which smiley do you put forward now? Okay. So I see no smiley, happy smileys. Okay.
Yes, there's one. Violetta has a happy smiley.
Okay, Luca.
No, it's not me.
Oh,
Violetta. You have a happy smiley.
Okay, we read the names now, and then we see what comes out. Violetta. Your name is... Okay. Malie. Oscar. Oscar. Claes. Oscar. Oscar. Indira. Jacoba. Camille. Leila. Jacoba. Nobody.
He's not on the list.
No.
Also, he's not on the list.
Claes. Oscar. Oscar. Jacoba. Yolanda. Oscar. Alexey. Indira.
Wait. Alexey, yeah. Indira.
Heikel. Oscar. Ed. The last two. Oscar and Camille.
There's not something wrong with your game.
Every doesn't think so.
Okay. I suppose Oscar.
Yeah, of course, by lengths, by kilometers.
Next time I suppose
hours.
You play without it.
This was an easy game for you.
Okay, I wonder how, with what reason you wrote down a name. What is the motivation you choose the name for? Alexey?
I wrote, can I reveal the name, so it's not a problem?
You wrote? No, hold on, say.
Is it a problem to reveal the name or not? Answering the question.
You can choose it, you don't have to.
I wrote Oscar because I think the necessity to be loved is an emotion which is more present when you feel rather than think. And as I consider Oscar thinks more times than the rest of people here in the presence of feelings, and he's less emotionally, he's less emotional.
Okay, who agrees with that? Or who maybe the same reasoning? Is it when you're a thinker you have less, you need less love? So does it mean when we learn thinking we are at the same time learning to cope with less love? Or?
Yes, that's my argument.
So in the end, it would be the purpose to be able to live without love.
Yes.
How do other people see
You are
this?
not living at all when you are thinking.
You're not living when you think.
You believe that? You believe that?
Does it mean you're dead when you're thinking? So, how come you move?
That's the profit I got from this seminar.
Sorry, Ieva?
That's the profit I got from this seminar.
That you're dying.
No, actually, you begin with the death exercise, so it fits very well.
But would you also say the death exercise was thinking or about thinking?
No.
Okay. So
Maybe yoga people understand it differently than what we learn here.
What we? Or what I?
okay, I still find it interesting what Alexey said. Do you all agree? Who agrees with what he said?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Nor.
Okay. And Francis as well.
It's Sandrine.
Who disagrees
With what?
with what Alexey said? Alexey, can you?
Can you please do that? Guido, can you give please the reason for disagreement with my statement?
Well, a society without love is a society that works toward extinction. So it's a stupid one, not a powerful one. It's totally stupid not to want to be loved.
That's not really the question.
I'm not talking about the reason why you think that fits or not fits to Oscar, but your argument is more reason means less need of being loved.
Yes.
In my opinion, it's exactly the contrary, because love is the base of a working society. A society without love doesn't work, so a society without love is stupid.
But it's
Guido, does it mean the more reasonable or the more you think, the more love you need? question?
Yeah.
Or
I didn't
the
tell,
more
but
you
it's
want
a
it?
logical consequence. I'd say so, maybe.
So in
You're
that
right.
case, Oscar
You're right.
would be very much in favor of being loved.
Yeah, I didn't go with Oscar.
Somebody else that wants to give a counter-argument to Alexey's? Different than Guido's? Can you choose someone?
Igor, can you please?
It should be other reason than thinking. Just people don't want to be loved.
Other
So it's
reason?
not necessary. Should be other reason. You just have a pleasure that nobody loves you, and so it makes you
Special.
special. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't say it's the only reason why.
No, but just it should be another reason of to
another
have that
criteria.
feeling. Yeah.
Not wanting to be loved.
Not an objection to.
No, but it just other. Yeah. Let's not ask about other reasons.
Okay. Any other reflections on the love? Yes?
Yes, I will propose the idea that wanting to be loved is exactly the opposite of love.
Yes.
Can you clarify this?
Pure psychological desire of having the others give you something. It's not generous at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the main problem I see in society, to answer Guido, is not people loving, people wanting to be loved. If they loved, they would not be preoccupied like that with what they're going to get, which is to be loved. And that's the biggest confusion there is between love and wanting to be loved.
Absolutely.
Loving is generous, doesn't expect anything. So it fits reason.
Okay.
So you say there is no opposition between thinking and love.
Yeah, but between wanting to be loved and saying, yes, there is definitely. It's pure possession, psychological need.
It means the more you want it, the less you get it.
Well, I don't know if that works like that, but at least the less you give. The more you want, the less you give.
And would you also say the more you give, the more you get? Or
Yeah.
You don't care, you don't count. When you give, you don't count. If you count, you're not giving, you're calculating. That's what a lot of people do. You calculate, and they call this love. They negotiate, they call this love. They're possessive, they call this love. They're jealous, they call this love. All calculation. Business. To fit their psychological needs, I don't think it's called love.
Okay.
Okay.
One question. Could it be said that love is a context of abundance and wanting to be loved is a context of scarcity?
Of scarcity.
Scarcity.
And,
Yes.
well, there's an interesting myth in the Greek mythology that Eros, which is love, is a son of poverty and expedient, right? Poros and penia in Greek.
Expedient? What is it? Expedient?
Expedient, how do you say in Russian? Expedient. Expedient means like you try to get something. Any means is good to get what you want, right? So this poverty and expedient means you're lacking something, and so anything is good to get it. That's Eros, right? It has a lot to do with possession you want to get, right? So it's a double pain, you know? The pain of you have nothing, you don't have, and you're ready for anything to get, right? It's a very interesting myth, right? And it's called Eros. And within Christianity, for example, has been developed another concept of agape.
Yeah.
Agape is love, for example, of Christ. It's supposed to be agape, depending if you like Christ or not, which means that you give, but you don't expect anything. There's no poverty, there's no expedient, and that's why Christ says, don't calculate. Don't start calculating who gets more and stuff like that. Just give. Now, of course, it's supposed to be God, but it's quite difficult. It's a sort of ideal, regularly ideal, just like reason. But it's an interesting opposition between eros and agape. But of course, eros is the most common form that that love takes, which you can associate to desire of possession.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I suppose we move on. I just want to check, it's 6:30.
Well, Gerald, we can take less 15 minutes more. We good?
To play and then to reflect.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm not sure till what time we have.
Well, yeah, let's see another 15, 20 minutes. Okay.
Including the meta talk. Yeah. Can I propose we take one more? Maybe I read a couple, or I read them all and we choose one?
No, just choose.
Yes,
just
pick
one.
No, just choose. Pick one.
Pick one.
Just pick one?
Don't
Yeah.
read.
You chose me.
Anyone, but not this one.
Okay, next question is, who often brings general issues back to his personal case? Who often brings general issues back to his personal case?
His personal case.
His personal
The other one.
Oh, here.
Or her personal.
Do we need clarification with this question?
Yes.
Okay, who understood the questions? Okay, Malia, can you choose somebody to explain to you what the question means?
Yes.
Can you show the hands, please, that the people that understood?
Please, Alexey.
Who is the one who talks not about the objective